Wednesday. Another Wednesday. It's hard to believe. Game 4 already. It's crazy. It's flying by. But, good week. Good week.
Coach, no lingering effects for Kelly as far as his breathing or anything like that?
No, he's good.
What's your take on the cornerback depth so far behind the top 3?
Yeah, still coming. Still young. Gotten a little bit of experience, but you know, it's been a little harder early because of the style of play. You know, we played this our third option team, and that's a little different deal as opposed to just some of our base stuff. And obviously the one game out there we didn't have a lot of opportunity to play many people out at A&M. That was a different type of game, but they're coming. You know, Mario and Kyler are coming, and Lee Anthony's getting a little bit better. So I think we're in good shape. We feel really good about our top 3 as far as their knowledge and experience and ability to go play at a high level for us. But we definitely need Kyler and Mario and Lee Anthony to kind of take another step here as we get into the second quarter of the season.
Dabo, you got Sean and Cade listed as co-starters, as well as Garrett and Milan. Is any separation between those two?
Just kind of really, some of it just, well, at guard, it just really depends on practice. I mean, they're just battling every day at practice, and that's just kind of the Dan Brooks model. You know, I never knew who was going to start until they ran out there first on game day. I really didn't, and I didn't care. To be honest with you, I knew they all could play, but he held it till the last minute because he was going to make sure that everybody was on point all the way through till it was time to kick off, because it was very competitive. That's kind of what we got going on at right guard right now. So I'm not sure who's going to run out there just yet because we still got tomorrow and Friday, and got pregame and all that. But they'll both play a lot. But it's very competitive. And as far as tight end, a lot of it depends on personnel call, you know, opening plays, you know, whatever it might be. So, but both those guys will start for us off and on as we go. But technically, Garrett's kind of our starting H-back, fullback guy, and Milan's a little bit more the starting tight end guy. But both do a good job.
What about at the other guard? How close is Bachhorst right now? Is there a pretty significant gap between he and Simpson?
I would like what Bachhorst is doing. He's coming. He's coming. He's not ready yet to. He just doesn't have quite the knowledge base, but he's coming. And but he's nasty. He likes to play. The game's still a little fast, but I love his competitiveness, his will to learn what to do, and he's making good progress. And we work Gage in and out over there as well. But John John's definitely the guy that you know has got to play at a high level for us if we're going to have the type of year we want to have.
How's Jordan Williams been this week? How does he look good in practice?
Yeah, he's done better. And he practiced today. Did pretty much everything today. So he's making really good progress.
You think he can play maybe on Saturday?
I think it's possible. You know, we'll see. You know, but I think he's close. But we'll wait and see. You know, what they say by the end of the week.
Bobby Dodd's been a stadium that's seen some heartbreaking losses for the Clemson program. What makes that such a difficult place to go in and play?
You know, I don't really think it's a difficult place to go in and play. I just think that we've had some games where we hadn't played well, and you throw pick sixes and you know, you give up some boneheaded plays, you get beat anywhere. Bobby Dodd, Death Valley, it don't matter. And then I think we played up here twice one time. We had a couple years in a row. They did the realignment or whatever. But you know, it's a place that you got to show up and be ready. And then it's a great rivalry. Georgia Tech's beaten Clemson more than Clemson's beaten them over the years. But certainly since I've been here, we've had some tough ones down there. Can't remember what happened in '05. I don't remember what happened in '05.
Y'all lost, I think.
I know we lost.
Like
I definitely know we
fumbles,
lost.
lots of fumbles.
It was like the touchdown got called back or something because of a guy wasn't out on the field. The tight end wasn't.
Is that what it was?
Oh
Oh my gosh, yes.
You're the only team that didn't have a fumble
That's
going into that
exactly
game,
right.
and you had like 3 of them.
Yeah, and then '07 was
something similar.
who's our quarterback? Was that Cullen?
Cullen,
Harper.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was Palmer. I think it was Mike.
I've tried to shut that out of my mind too. I don't remember that one. But it gets real clear to me starting 09. It's like very vivid.
Right, Jerry.
Thomas's only holding call.
Yeah,
09.
that's awesome.
09. We had the they had the fake field goal. We had the holding call at the end after we hit Jacoby. It was crazy. They hit Demarius Thomas, and then they ended up kicking the field goal there. But that was a crazy one. And then in 11, we'd gotten off like 8-0 or something, and we just spit the bit, man. We didn't know how to handle that. We were way out of our league as far as just we just ain't never been there. Right. And just building the program and the culture and the mindset and how to handle adversity. When you are a favorite and things go against you, how to manage that. We didn't do a very good job with that. So that was a disaster. And then we go down there and I guess it was 14 because we had to. And Deshaun, we're kind of up and down the field. Deshaun gets hurt. And, we weren't quite ready to play. We're getting ready to go score, and next thing you know, it's a pick six. We had like back-to-back pick sixes, I think, and that's how you get beat. So we've had some bad moments down there for sure, but our guys went down there and handled business a couple of years ago, and a lot of those guys are still on the team, and we've been a good road team, and that's a product of kind of changing how we focus on things. For a long time, maybe that was people buy into all that mess, and that's man. You got to play well. The game you don't change based on where you are. It's still the same game, same rules, same things win, same things lose. So, we're just trying to be focused on not where we play or any of that. Just play well, and let's grow, let's get better, and let's just play our best game this week. And the only way that can happen is have our best Thursday. Let's have our best Friday. And then everybody take just relentless pride in trying to be a winner. Trying to fight for every play that you get for it to be a plus. And when you have that mindset, then you have a chance to be successful. That doesn't mean you're not going to have some adversity, make mistakes, things happen. I mean, every team's got good players, but it's just you got to play 4 quarters and try to win a whole lot more than you lose.
Coach, Galloway had a catch early in the game on Saturday, but you said he missed the block on that interception.
Yep. I think next play.
Is the mental part of the game obviously still learning the position? Is that really the only thing keeping him from getting some serious playing time, putting him into a game like this on the road?
Yeah, absolutely. I told him I took him out. I told him he ain't going back in. I mean, that's a base play, and but that's young players make mistakes like that. And it was a very basic play, and it's not that he missed his block. He just didn't even go to his guy. And quarterback's throwing blind, and the receiver doesn't know that the receiver doesn't even think the guy's going to be there. It's but that's a bad play, and it's not like it. I mean, those are the things that keep a young guy off the field. You got to be a complete player. So, a learning experience for him, and he'll get better. He's going to be a great player. He's going to be special. But you got to be able to be a complete guy and be an every down guy. But until then, you just kind of use him in a role and spot him in. And when we're confident that he knows what he's doing, and we can trust him to get it done, because physically he'll do it. Physically, he's not afraid or anything like that. He's just got to, he's just game's fast, and he's got to just be locked in and play with great confidence and just do his job. And he'll get there. He's coming. He's coming.
You were talking about Garrett and Milan, sort of the different roles they have. Is finding somebody who can not just here but everywhere, but who can do both of those,
do it all.
Kind of a unicorn?
It's hard. I don't think it's a unicorn, but they're hard to find. I mean, because those guys that have that mindset. I think Braden is that guy. I think Braden has that mindset. I think he's going to be. He's 240. He's just a developing guy. He's a guy I thought would redshirt, but he showed in camp like, wow, this kid can help us, and we'll see how far we can get him this year. But he's going to be a 260-pound guy, and he's physically tough. He's way ahead of Leggett. He's like another planet from Leggett at this point, just because he likes it. You know, Leggett was a pure wideout that had to kind of learn to somewhat like it. And you know, and by the time he was a senior, he was an elite receiving tight end and a pretty good blocking tight end, and that's why he's a pro. But I think Braden has a chance to be really good at both. I think some of the guys that we're targeting in the recruiting process will fit that bill. But yeah, it's hard. And like Garrett, so sometimes you get guys like Garrett was a guy that just natural bloody your nose guy. But man, he didn't know anything about route running, and you know, and he has come a long way. I mean, I have confidence in Garrett. I really do. I have all the confidence in the world to put him out there now, and let him run whatever we need him to run. He can run. He can do it all. He's really proven that to us and gained our trust and our confidence. But it took him. He had to work at it. He put the work. Mylan, flip side. Mylan, kind of a, you know, played in the slot most of the time. Big, high hip guy that can run and you know. But he wasn't blooding nobody's nose very often, and so he's had to grow into that. You know, physically he's about 260, and so he's matured and he's gotten a lot better. So some guys you get, they've got one or the other, and you try to develop them. But when you can find a guy that you think early can do both, those guys are man, make you better in a heartbeat. And I think Braden will be that, and I think Chalk's another example. Chalk's a guy. He's one of the best catchers we have. He's got great hands. He's an athletic route runner. He understands route running. Same thing though. He's now right at 260, but he didn't block nobody either. And so he's kind of Mylan again, growing into that. But he's made really good strides. You know, I'm encouraged with him. So, you know, but that's kind of what you get with that position nowadays. You know, there's not many just fullbacks that can be an elite pass rusher. And some of these tight end guys nowadays, they're mostly slot players, and you know, they don't spend a lot of time running the power and the counter and doing some of the things that you got to do physically in pass protection. So, because we ask them to do a lot, our guys have to do a lot. But we've got a good group collectively, and Mylan and Garrett are by far they're the most complete guys right now. You know, I think they'll end up having a good year for us.
You said that you guys designate some times during the spring and fall to prepare for Georgia Tech, little 5-10 minute periods.
Yep.
Just so they have that recall when this week comes along.
Yep.
Have you seen that specifically with some of these new guys like Xavier Thomas and KJ Henry?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, those guys got a little bit of work this spring. We worked. Obviously, we're getting ready to play option football 3 out of our first 4 games. So we spent more than the normal amount of time in camp. You know, camp we get ready for the season and kind of we've done studies on all the opponents and some things that we think we want to be able to have recall on as we go throughout the season. That's why camp's so hard for some of these guys, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of installation, and then it gets easier as you get locked in to play somebody. But definitely, because we spent a bunch of time on it, and we've already played a couple games. So even though they are different, they understand the principles of option football.